All right, here we go. Let's talk about the Ford Torino Talladega. A real beauty of a car. You know, back in the day, cars were built with real passion and character. The Ford Torino Talladega is no exception to that rule. Now let me tell you a little bit about its history. The Torino was first introduced in 1968 as a part of the Mercury Montego lineup. But then, in 1969, Ford decided to create something really special, the Torino Talladega. They named it after the famous Alabama Superspeedway because they knew this car was destined for greatness. And let me tell you, it sure did live up to its name. Now, when we talk about the Torino Talladega, we gotta mention its engine. Oh boy, that 429 cubic inch Cobra Jet V8 engine. Talk about power. It had a rating of 370 horsepower and 450 pound-feet of torque, which was enough to make your eyes pop out and your heart skip a beat. You know what they say, there's no replacement for displacement, right? That's exactly what Ford had in mind when they built this beast of a car. You might be wondering, what made the Torino Talladega so special? Well, aside from its powerful engine, it was also known for its aerodynamic design. The body was sleek and streamlined, which helped reduce drag and increase speed on the racetrack. Plus, those famous Hearst hood scoops just looked cool as heck. Now let's talk about the interior. The Torino Talladega had a comfortable and functional cabin that was perfect for both drivers and passengers alike. You could take your family on a road trip in this car, or you could hop into it after a long day at work and just cruise around town. It didn't matter, because the Torino Talladega was designed with versatility in mind. One of the things I love about old cars like the Torino Talladega is that they were built to last. You know, back then they didn't have all these fancy computers and electronics that can go haywire these days. Instead, they had good old-fashioned engineering and craftsmanship. And you could tell just by looking at the Torino Talladega, you knew it was built to withstand the test of time. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Tom, is the Ford Torino Talladega a good car for everyday use? Well, let me put your mind at ease. It sure is. Despite its racing heritage, the Torino Talladega was also designed to be driven every day. It had all the comforts and conveniences you'd expect from a car of that era, like power steering, power brakes, and even air conditioning in some models. Of course, no conversation about the Ford Torino Talladega would be complete without mentioning its racing success. This car was a force to be reckoned with on the track. It won the Daytona 500 twice in a row, back in 1969 and 1970. And you know what they say, win on Sunday, sell on Monday. That's exactly what happened with the Torino Talladega. People just couldn't get enough of it. So there you have it, folks. The Ford Torino Talladega is a true classic in every sense of the word. It's got that special combination of power, style, and substance that makes it stand out from other cars of its time. And let me tell you, if you ever get the chance to see one in person, or even drive one yourself, do it. You won't regret it, I promise. I hope you enjoyed this little journey back in time and maybe even learned something new about this amazing car. Until next time, keep cruising.